I was standing in a frozen parking lot, my hands numb, my girlfriend trapped in the car, when I realized the only way out was blocked by one selfish idiot. And in that moment, I did something I never thought I'd do. Something that made him move instantly. This is the story of the day I finally stopped being the nice guy. If you've ever been stuck because of someone else's arrogance, if you've ever swallowed your anger just to keep the peace, then you're going to feel this one in your bones. Hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in. Because this revenge is petty, cold, and completely deserved. Winter has a way of stripping people down to their core. Not the cozy postcard winter with soft snowflakes and hot chocolate, but the ugly kind. The kind where snow turns into concrete, where wind cuts through your jacket, where your fingers burn from the cold, and every small inconvenience feels like a personal attack. That was the kind of winter day this was. I live in an apartment complex that loves collecting rent on time and hates doing literally anything else. Maintenance, a joke; snow removal, a myth. When it snows, the parking lot becomes a survival of the fittest arena. No plowing, no salt. Just residents digging themselves out like castaways on a frozen island. That morning, I'd already spent nearly an hour digging my girlfriend's car out so she could leave for work. Shovel scraping ice. Snow creeping into my boots. Sweat freezing against my back. But we did it. She got out. I thought that was the worst of it. I was wrong. By evening, the temperature had dropped even more. The snow had refrozen into jagged, heavy chunks. My girlfriend came home and parked in a different spot, hoping it'd be easier to leave later. Spoiler, it wasn't. So there I was again. Same shovel, same cold. Same apartment complex that couldn't be bothered to lift a finger. I dug and dug. My shoulders ached. My jaw was clenched so tight my teeth hurt. Finally, we got the car moving. Relief washed over me for about 3 seconds. Then I looked up. And my stomach dropped. At the far end of the lot, the only exit was a car. Parked sideways enough that no vehicle could get past. Snow piled around it like it had been sitting there comfortably while the rest of us suffered. For a second, my brain didn't process it. Then it did. And something inside me snapped. I'm not an angry person. I'm the peacekeeper. The Pete's fine, don't worry about it, guy. The one who gives people the benefit of the doubt even when they probably don't deserve it. But standing there, shovel in hand, freezing, exhausted, I felt heat rush up my neck. My heart started pounding. Are you kidding me? I muttered, a honk, one, twice, again. Longer this time, nothing. I got out of the car and yelled into the cold air.
WS car IS yes.
My voice echoed off the buildings. Curtain didn't move, doors didn't open, no one cared. That helpless anger, the kind that makes your hands shake, that's what hit me next. The feeling of being trapped because someone else decided their convenience mattered more than everyone else's. I called the apartment maintenance number, my fingers stiff as I dialed. Yeah, someone's blocking the only exit to the lot, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. We can't leave. They told me they'd send someone out. I didn't believe them for a second. So I hung up, grabbed my shovel, and started digging again. This time, not to clear snow, but to create a new path. 2 empty parking spaces nearby. If I could just carve enough room, maybe my girlfriend could squeeze through. Every scoop of snow felt heavier than the last. And then it happened. The snow came up in one perfect chunk. Dense. Heavy, compact. The kind that sticks together like a brick. I looked at it. Then I looked at the car blocking the exit. The windshield stared back at me, smug and untouched. I don't remember deciding to do it. It was more like my body moved before my brain could stop it. I lifted the shovel and dumped the snow directly onto the windshield. WHUMP. It stuck. For half a second, I felt something I hadn't felt all day, satisfaction. That's when I heard a voice.
You dying.
I turned around. A guy was standing there now. Apparently he'd either been sitting in the car the whole time or had just come back while my back was turned. Mid-30s, puffy jacket. That confused, offended look of someone who's never been called out before. My heart jumped. Not fear, adrenaline. He stormed toward me like I was the problem. I opened my mouth, and before my usual filter could kick in, the words exploded out. Aviorel FET. Moviur FIGHAR. My voice was loud. Louder than I'd ever heard it. The parking lot went dead silent. For a split second, I thought, is this going to turn into a fight? Another thought flashed through my mind. This is how people get shot over dumb stuff. But I didn't back down. He froze, looked at me, looked at the snow on his windshield, looked at the car's trap behind him. Reality finally hit. Without another word, he brushed the snow off, got back in his car, and moved it, just like that. The exit was clear. The tension drained out of my body so fast my knees almost felt weak. My girlfriend drove out. We didn't say anything at first. Just shared this look, half disbelief, half relief. After the guy drove away, I felt something unexpected, guilt. That's the goofy part about me. Even after all that, a part of my brain whispered, you should help him clean the windshield. That's how hard being the nice one is wired into me. But then I remembered the honking, the yelling, the sheer selfishness of blocking an entire parking lot and not caring. And the guilt faded. The payoff wasn't flashy, no police, no tow truck, no viral confrontation. Just this, a man who thought the world would work around him, being forced to move. His shock, his irritation, his sudden realization that his actions had consequences. And me, standing there, the snow, shovel in hand, heart pounding, feeling something I hadn't felt all day. Control, not rage, not cruelty, just justice. The car moved. The problem disappeared. And the power imbalance flipped instantly. I don't love confrontation. I don't seek revenge. And honestly, I still think about how close that moment was to go in badly. But sometimes, being peaceful doesn't mean being silent. Sometimes, it means standing your ground when someone else decides you don't matter. If this story made you smile, or reminded you of a time you finally snapped, hit that like button. Tell us in the comments what's the pettiest revenge you've ever witnessed, or pulled off. And don't forget to subscribe for more true, emotionally charged Reddit revenge stories, because karma doesn't always wait patiently.